What is going down? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the show, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. And we do this every Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. If you're into video games, if you're into nerd culture, if you're into anime, then you've come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. So, shall we begin? Before I start, guys, let me just welcome one more time, all the newcomers. Welcome to the show, guys. If you want to get to know me personally, your boy Studio McGyver, if you want to know more about me, if you want to get at me on social media, if you want to maybe even become a guest on the show, where we can talk about things or even meet up on Discord, whatever it may be, you can do that easily if you go to StudioMguyvR.com. That's www.StudioMaguyver.com. You can get merch there. You can download music there. I have a Dragon Ball song that I did. I have other projects that I've worked on. If you buy merch like t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs or whatever, that would definitely help out the show, guys. So go to StudioMaguyver.com, show your love, show your support, and I would greatly appreciate that. And if we get enough people there, then it might entice me to do more than one show a week. But I am grateful for all of the listeners I have accumulated over the past years, especially the ones that have been down since day one. I greatly appreciate you guys. And let's begin the show. Want to talk about a few things. I did not, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but I did not get a chance to get to Attack on Titan again. And you know what? I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to tell you guys, hey, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to do this or do that. I'm just going to let it happen when it happens. And I guarantee you, if I keep that mindset, then I will probably end up watching it this upcoming week. You know what I mean? But every time it seems like I try to plan on something and I'm so hard set or so dead set on something, like a show or something like that, for whatever reason, I never get a chance to watch it. The main reason I have not watched Attack on Titan yet, guys, is because I'm being lazy. And what I mean by that is I'm being anime lazy. And anime lazy is something I just came up with. It is basically, it has to do with being too lazy to fucking read the fucking subs, okay? And that's just basically what it is, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I love you guys, so I'm not gonna hide anything or sweep anything on the rug from you guys. That's the real reason I haven't seen it yet, guys. I just haven't had time to get in my zone to actually sit down and watch this shit and read it and concentrate. I just have been lazy, too lazy to do that. And I need to put down the endo sticks because lately I've been picking up the endo stick and I've been filling my glass with sake from time to time as well. To try to enjoy myself a little bit better sometimes. And the anime that I tend to do that with are the dubs because I can multitask with the dubs. I can do more than one thing. I can kind of, I can still deal with my children and watch and still keep up with what's going on. Like I cannot watch dub. I cannot watch subbed right now. During the week, it's hard because my schedule, man, I mean, it's like I get no sleep, guys. Okay. I hardly get any fucking sleep because, I work at night and during the day I'm with the children because my son is not, he's homeschooled right now until next year, hopefully. Most of the kids have gone back, but there are some kids like one of mine who, we just like might as well keep him out the remaining of the year and, keep the risk at an all-time low. But I'm home with him and my daughter. Keep in mind, Yuri is only 8 months old and she is to the point where now I can't do any, I have to watch her 24/7. Like it used to be where I could keep her in the bed and I could watch anime or do whatever I'm doing laid up in the bed or whatever, and she's just gonna roll around a little bit here and there. But now she's crawling, so she'll crawl to the edge of the bed, and if you don't watch her, she will fucking leap off the cliff like like a Monster Hunter character leaping off a fucking mountaintop. And then that's what I mean. So I just have to watch them, and then she'll just bust out with these irate, frivolous baby yells and growls out of nowhere. She's not upset. She's just making these sounds and noises. And I mean, they get really loud sometimes to where I can't even hear the TV. So I have to put a pacifier in her mouth or distract her with another toy or some shit like that. And this is just her. This is just one of them. This is not Grayson, who is 8 now, just turned 8, who is, he's a gamer in his own right, a super gamer now. But, you got to feed them. You got to make sure they do their chores. You got to make sure he gets his baths and all of these things you got to do. And it's hard to fucking get into a zone, if you will. So I don't really get into my gaming or anything like that too deep when I have the kids. The only time I get to do that is when she's around, if she's working from home that particular day, cool, or if she just has to be home, or I have to wait till she gets home. So that means, when I get back in from doing my thing, which is usually around between 10 and 12 at night, I'm a night owl, so I stay up at least till 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes as late as 9 or 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? And then I try to get a nap only when my daughter goes to sleep and takes a nap. She usually takes a couple naps a day. So I usually can get in 4 to 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky on the average day. So I don't get a lot of sleep, man. I guess I should take better care of myself as far as that is concerned. But I mean, that has been my schedule for the most part, except for the weekends. On weekends, I have a little bit more freedom. But that is why I have not watched anime. That is why I have not watched any subbed anime recently. Everything I've been watching has been dubbed because it's way easier. I can watch it with the kids and I can, it's just, I have that much more freedom. If I'm watching subbed, guys, they do something or I have to get up and do something, I've already lost my concentration and I don't know what's going on. You have to really concentrate when you watch these, especially when you're watching something like Attack on Titan. You cannot stray away from that, even for a little bit, or you'll miss something really important. You know what I mean? Have you ever watched a sub? Let me ask you guys this. Have you ever watched a sub anime, right? And you complete it, right? You watch it all. And then for whatever reason, you discover that there's a dub, or you go back and watch it again. You watch the dub version and you pick up shit that you didn't know, or you thought you missed something. Like, what? I didn't realize that. Have you ever done that? Has that ever happened to you? It has happened to me a few times, and that's when I was concentrating watching the shit, okay? These are the kind of breaks that sometimes we deal with when we're watching subbed anime. At least I do. I can speak for myself, and I can speak for a couple of friends as well. So that is the situation. That is why I have not watched it. I need the headphones on my head. I need to be dark. I need to have, no disturbances for me to really get into these shows. And I have to hit my stride. So once I watch that first episode and it's quiet and everything's good, and I have an hour or two ahead of me with that piece, then I'm good. I can go and I can knock out, 6, 7 episodes, and then I'm in my zone. And now I'm just in my sub zone. And then usually after I finish the sub, I watch a whole complete season of one. Then I'm in that kind of sub mood. Then I kind of like, okay, well, since I'm in a sub mood, let's pick another one that's sub. Let's pick another one after that's sub. That's how I roll. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like flip-flopping, dub, sub. I don't. Usually when I pick one and I watch it, I'm in that realm for the foreseeable future, okay? At least, 3 to 4 different, seasons or shows. That's kind of like how I am, and I like to be. So once I finally get a chance to break in and just really get in there, it'll have to be the perfect storm. It'll have to be a day. It may not be until this weekend. I don't know. Or it may be a day where I take off and I just say, I'm not doing anything today. I'm just going to watch anime. And it might be one of those days. So it's who knows when that will be. It's really at my discretion. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I definitely do want to watch it. I definitely really want to see it. I just have to make sure it's the right time. So did I watch any anime, you may ask, or you may be wondering? And the answer is yes, I actually did. And because it was dubbed. And that anime was one that was really fun. It was really fun anime. I've been watching a lot of, one season, one hitters, if you want to call them that. A lot of these may be getting season 2s or whatever, but right now season 1 only exists. And this next one has been Cautious Hero. the hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Yeah, this one is fun. It's basically about this guy, man, who fucking dude is very powerful. Okay, dude's fucking maxed out. All right, but he doesn't. He's very cautious. Hence the word of every battle. You know what I mean? He has to have all the potions he can have. He has to do all these other things, kind of like how I play my RPGs. And that's what kind of had me gravitate to this show, because I like, I feel his pain. Okay. Some people deem him a coward or a trickster in this world, but he's just being overly cautious, and he's a dickhead. Okay. He's a dickhead to, the goddess, who's basically, I guess she's a friend, in a sense, and she's basically his travel companion, if you will, and she's beautiful and all of that, but he's a dick to everybody, not just her, but to everybody. And as time goes by, you start to realize, he's not a big of a dick as you might thought he was. But the show's dope. I don't want to spoil it. It's like 13 episodes. Definitely check it out. It's on Hulu. Yeah, definitely need to check this one out. I'm starting to really dig these anime. These ones, the ones that have the fucking video game backdrop, the RPG video game backdrops, man. I mean, the first one that I ever watched was what was it? Sword Art Online. That was the first one, and I fell in love with that one. That one is still like, season 1 is still a classic. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was meh. But season 1, the way it ended, it could have ended perfectly like that. I've always said that I love season 1 of that, and I need to. I'm gonna give the other ones a try. There's some other ones out there I have not seen, and I'm gonna go ahead and eventually give those a try. But yeah, and then after that can't come some of these other ones. The Cautious Hero, and then you have, the one about summoning the Demon Lord. There's a lot of them, man, out there that are dope, that are fucking awesome. So you guys should check out. But yeah, that's the anime I watched. And I don't know what I'm going to watch next week. I just finished this one yesterday. So if it's not Attack on Titan, if it's not subbed, then it'll be another dub of some sort. And definitely I will keep you guys posted on what it is. But yeah, that's my anime list right now. That's what I've been watching. So I've been on a pretty steady pace, though, every week for the last few weeks, man, on my anime tips. So that is dope. All right. I'm still wondering on a couple other anime that are coming and that should have been here now. One in particular, Vinland Saga, is I've been looking around for. Like, I haven't seen anything on Vinland Saga. I think that came out, in 2019, and it's MIA right now. Nobody really knows. Back in the day, back in 2019, I think they were talking about June. Matter of fact, no, not June. They were talking about, what month? April, I think. It was supposed to come. We were supposed to get the next season, but haven't heard anything yet, guys. And, look, the pandemic has a lot to do with a lot of this shit. But it basically threw a lot of people off course. So I think that 2022, man, we'll get back to the basics, back to everything, starting to resemble normalcy. I'm hopefully we get all the kinks worked out. We're still kind of dealing with all the boo-boo a little bit here and there, but, it's getting better from what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in this podcast when it concerns another subject at hand. But yeah, definitely going to dive into some Falcon and Winter Soldier. Just want to talk about that episode, the last one that just happened. Man, it was crazy. I also going to talk about some Monster Hunter, some more Monster Hunter, my Monster Hunter progress, and some PlayStation shit, news, whatever you want to call it. And it's not really good. It's not really good. Well, if you talk to most of the people out here, and I'm going to dive into that too, and I have my own opinions on this shit too. I'm going to get into this. And then E3, going to talk about some E3. Yeah, E3 is back this year, 2021. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And then there's a Summer Game Fest of 2021, and I guess I'll start there real quick. There's not a lot known about the Summer Game Fest, but it's in the summer, just like this E3 is going to be, and they're going to be covering a lot of games as well. That's all I can tell you guys. I know it's sometime in June. That's all I know right now. The last year's one wasn't all that. Didn't have a lot to show, but, I think we all know why. But this year, hopefully we get a better showing. And, yeah, I'll look forward to that. There's a lot of different events now being held, not just E3. They're not the creme de la creme anymore, so to speak. and then a lot of companies are doing their own thing as well. And I think that's cool as well, because it gives everybody access, not just the media, which, always thought was a little unfair, for a lot of different reasons, especially in this day and age that we live in, where everybody can pretty much get the information on an equal playing field, if you will. I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about that, but let's get back to a TV show, and I'm talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, guys. This show is really dope. I'm really loving Falcon in this show, man. Dude is really becoming one of my favorite characters out here in the MCU. And this episode was crazy. That secret serum, that soldier serum that Cap has, man. I mean, that's basically the focus on this so far on this show. Okay, you have like a rogue who, is for the people, quote unquote, for the people, and basically, fuck the government mentality about them trying to change the world for the better, in a sense. But they have the actual soldier serum injected in them. One is a female, and it's a lot of slippery kind of slopish type of shit going on here. But the gist of it is there's a few vials. I want to say like maybe 24 vials, maybe a little bit less than that, floating around, and a few of them already have it ingested inside of them, so they have it. And this soldier serum is kind of different. It doesn't affect your physical look, but it still gives you the same benefits, and basically Falcon and the Winter Soldier are trying to track down these vials, and are trying to stop them from getting, or falling into the wrong hands. And they hired another Captain America because Falcon, for whatever reason, didn't want to accept the shield. So the government found somebody else to, they found a war hero, so to speak, to basically put a face on the next Captain America. You know what I mean? And it was a bad idea. You find out it's a bad idea because this guy is just a regular person. He doesn't have the temperament for the job. And you see it at the very end of this episode, why that is. And he even ingested, he fell upon some of the serum, and really the last vial, because the other vials were destroyed, and he ended up using it on himself because he got his ass whooped earlier by by some of the women from Wakanda, man, and they do not fucking play. Okay, hands for days. They are fucking wet, especially with those sticks and those poles and shit. They're fucking wet. That's WETT is a term I came up with, guys, for the newcomers, for the new listeners. It means amazing or highly skilled. But yeah, they were going in, okay? And he got embarrassed a little bit. He doesn't have any super abilities or whatever, just so it kind of touched him the wrong way. He was a little salty, and he decided to take that vial. And he ended up killing somebody in front of all kinds of people. They caught it on video. I mean, it's just crazy. And that's how it ended. So, like, I'm wondering what's going to happen now. I'm sure Operation New Captain America is going to be finito. I hope this is the segue where Falcon ends up, taking the shield back. I'd even settle for fucking, the Winter Soldier taking that motherfucker back, because we both know he also held the shield for a minute as well. But look, I'm looking forward to Falcon and seeing what he can do with it, because if the books tell anything, he did his thug thizzle, man, with that shield, and that's with no powers. Okay. But what makes Falcon so wet, amazing or highly skilled, is his jetpack, man. Okay. And I was wondering when he was going to have it on, because for a lot of the time through these last couple episodes, he didn't even have it. He was in fucking street clothes, and towards the end, he's got his outfit back, and I was like, okay, now we're talking. I mean, he knows that. I don't think anybody else. He's like one of the best, and I think even in the books it says like he's one of the best, or it is the best at flying and using that equipment. Like nobody can maneuver or do things he can do with that thing, man. So in a way, that's kind of like his serum in a sense, just his ability to know the ins and outs of that jetpack and everything that goes with it. Like a super utility belt, a giant utility belt, so to speak. And that's how he's been using it. And that's how his character used it in the books, because he had the shield, but he also had his jetpack. You can't take away. You don't want to take away all of his shit. You need to give him everything what made Falcon, but then put his own twist on it, and with the Captain America shield. So, the other guy that's the current Captain America now, he just has the shield, okay, and he's an army vet. That's it. He has a little hand-to-hand combat skill, but that's it. He doesn't have the strength or anything. So that's how Falcon got by without the serum in the books. And that's what makes him different, in my opinion. So looking forward to what's going to happen in these last 2 episodes, because we're only getting 6 guys in this show until, I guess, it segues into the next movie. Which I can't wait for it. It's going to be dope. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. It was a great episode, and I can't wait for the next one, baby. All right. Next thing I want to talk about, not a lot of subjects this episode, but I'm going to dive deep into a couple of these. Okay. And one of the things I want to talk about is my Monster Hunter Rise progress. I got 80 plus hours in now, guys. 80 plus hours. I keep forgetting my friend code. It's just a lot of work with Nintendo sometimes, man. But next week I will put my friend code. I will give out my friend code, because I'm trying to make new friends on Nintendo for this game and in future games. I just don't have a lot of friends. I think I might have 2 or 3 friends literally on my Nintendo Switch, guys. Okay. It's just different because you don't get to communicate the same way. But I am definitely looking for people to play with. I'm going to be farming. I'm going to be farming a lot of high rank stuff now, and a lot of what is it called? A lot of, I want to say, is it alpha? Alpha monsters. Basically, after 80 hours of playing this game, guys, I had just really getting started, like in the end game stuff, like the high rank missions and shit like that. Like I literally just did that. So they're telling me all this extra shit, what other things are, how to add these things to your weapons and your armor and all that, and get even better and stronger. Okay, it's crazy how deep this game is. And then keep in mind, we're still waiting on that update at the end of April. So I think we're going to get more monsters and some new places and stuff. So I'm looking forward to all of that. So yeah, I'm having a blast with the game. Definitely one of my top games. Game of the year right now so far. Like I said, it's definitely going to be one of the top games. It's definitely my favorite Nintendo Switch game right now. And I can't wait. We still have a few other games coming out this summer that I have to play before I can, give out that award in my book. But hey, man, it's doing great things right now. And if I know the Monster Hunter community, I know that they're going to keep coming with more and more things to do. So they continue to support this game, and it's going to be nasty. Even if they stopped right here, there's still so much to do, so many things to do, man. So kudos and hats off to Monster Hunter Rise. I love the game. I fucking absolutely love it. And like I said, the high rank missions, guys, just started. Now I'm going to be diving in there. I think I'll start a few tonight, and then, so I can get some more pieces. I can get the better weapons. I can get the better medallion, the better drops, all that stuff, guys. That's what I need. So high rank only online. I'm going to doing it with randoms right now. And like I said, I would love to get with some friends, jump on Discord, and where we can communicate and we can do some things, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, be looking out for the friend code next week. I might even put it on Twitter or some shit like that here in the next couple of days. So be looking out for that. Okay. All right, guys. Now I want to talk about some meat and potatoes. The last couple of things I want to talk about in this episode, and one of those things is going to be E3 2021. Yes, E3 2021 is back. We didn't have one last year. We got one this year. And it's going to be a non-physical event. So it's not going to be like, your typical E3s used to be, where everybody meets up and all that. If you don't remember, there was a debacle that happened where a lot of people in the press and people who were supposed to be there, their information was compromised, because to actually go to the event and participate, you had to give up all this information, like, which I still don't understand. Why do I have to give my address to you guys and all this other stuff to actually be invited or be granted permission to attend this event? I thought that was bad all the way around, and it ended up costing them because a lot of people's information was compromised, and it shot a lot of people's opinions on that down. You know what I mean? So it just was a lot of bullshit going on. But now we're gonna have it back. They're gonna try to do something. E3 has been dying for the last couple of years, just because of social media and the leaks and all these other things that happen. And companies now are deciding to just do everything themselves, man, because it's easier to deal with and all of that. It just makes it better for everybody. In my opinion, it does. And it makes it better for the consumer, just your average Joes out here like me and some of you guys who love games and passionate about them, but, get shut out when it comes to a lot of certain things because we're not press or things of that nature. You know what I mean? So it gives everybody kind of equal playing field, if you will, so to speak, in certain situations. Not every situation, of course, but still better than it was before. But yeah, we do have the date, which is going to be taking place, and that's going to be June 12th through June 15th. And so far, the companies that have been slated to attend are Capcom, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Xbox, Konami, Take-Two Interactive, and Warner Brothers Studios. So far, those are the ones. Now, EA and Sony have not yet been announced, but that doesn't mean they will not be there yet. But as of right now, these are the ones that are taking place. We still have a little time before other people put their hats in the ring and we can decide that who's going to be there or not. If those guys don't show up, of course, you can definitely expect to see them on their own platforms, demonstrating what they need to tell us. The same thing E3 would do, except for they just do it on their own platform. You just go to PlayStation.com or whatever, or their YouTube channel or Twitter or whatever, and we'll get that information. That's usually how that typically works. And that's where we're at right now. I'm looking forward to it because I just want to see what I've missed. I want to see what's out there that I didn't get a chance to, cover myself. And maybe I missed something, maybe there's something out there that I didn't, there's so many games out there now, so many things floating around. You will miss some things from time to time. And I've been a victim of that on many occasions. But, there's some things you were not looking for because you didn't even know you wanted it until you saw it. There's been those, oh my gosh moments when you find something that, oh, I didn't know about this. I can't believe I didn't know about this. And I'm absolutely in love with this game. And now you're looking for this game. You're checking for that game. So that's kind of like how I feel about that and what's been going on. But yeah, glad to see that it's finally trying to make a comeback in some form of capacity because, anything video game related for me, news wise, hey, it's good. You know what I mean? And usually when you have these E3s and these summer game fests and stuff like that, this is where the big announcements come, whether you get the release dates or whatever. We usually get new trailers and release dates on games that we've been waiting for. So that's what I've been talking about leading up to this episode, guys. In weeks past, I've said that, the summer is the time where we're going to get a lot of these release dates, if the games are going to come out or not. So definitely keep your ear to the streets for the major heavy hitters on the Sony side. And I'm talking about God of War Ragnarok. I'm talking about Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. And I'm also talking about, there's always a third game that we're talking about Final Fantasy 16. So that's the three-headed monster for Sony, waiting on those games. And this summer, we should know by the end of E3, we should know the fate as far as release dates for these games. If we don't have a release date on these games by E3, okay, it's going to be safe to say, in my humble opinion, that these games will not be releasing in 2021. Okay. Now, in my opinion, I don't think they should. Okay. And the reason why I think that is because half the people can't even get their hands on a fucking system. Okay. That's where we're at right now. If you can't get them out to the masses, what good is putting these games out now going to do? You want to put them in as many hands as you can possibly do, right? You've got the scalpers on one hand. Then you have, the COVID recovery happening right now. Everybody's just trying to play catch up with the parts and all the distribution warehouses and all of that. You put those in one basket and shake it up, man. You got yourself a tragedy drink. I mean, bottom line, you got yourself some pretty fucking strong ass sake. Now, that's just how I feel about it. You know, part of me is a little salty. That's the saltiness in me coming out because I'm just really frustrated on not being able to get a system right now, access to any system right now, Microsoft or, you know, or Sony. And there's a lot of people who are upset because they can't even get their hands on Switch. Okay. Because the other ones are hard to find. So they're leaning towards Nintendo and they're, you know, they're going after those as well. So, I mean, those systems are hard to find. They're really hard to find now. And it's crazy how what a pandemic can do to you, right? It can really hurt you. And we're feeling the effects of that, especially people who want to get a new system right now. Have been trying to find one. And I've told you guys before, look, I'm going to I have shifted on the order in which I want to get my systems as of right now. And you know, right now it was Sony, and I'm kicking myself now because I had a chance to get an Xbox Series X and I didn't. But now, you know, that's the system I'm going for now. I'm going for the Xbox first and then the Sony, because I don't think that those games are coming this year for the PlayStation 5. I just don't. And I'll get into that a little bit later, a little bit, you know, two shakes of a lamb's tail, because the last thing I want to talk about real quick is the PlayStation devs. Apparently they're very unhappy, and apparently a lot of people out here are salty as fuck right now because there's some news that hit the scene just recently, and I'm talking about PlayStation making another fucking remake, and people are salty as hell about this remake. Okay, and that is what am I talking about? The Last of Us. Sony has announced that they are going to be making a Last of Us remake, the first Last of Us game. They're going to be doing a remake of this. Now, there are pluses and there are minuses to this, okay? But all I've been seeing is everybody's talking minus. Everybody's just minuses are coming out of their mouth, their ears, everywhere. They're salty because they're like, what? Why are you making a Last of Us remake? We don't need a Last of Us remake. The game came out in 2013, okay? It's not even considered like old enough to be even, you know, talked about. Actually, they've already had, you know, like the HD version of that and all that, and that's cool. But to do a whole remake from the ground up, now, me personally, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with updated graphics. I'm cool with updated animations and all of that. If they're gonna do it, you know, they're not just going to slap a skin on it and then just call it a new game. You know what I mean? They're going to actually build it from the same engine. I'm guessing that engine is just out there now. So they're going to use that engine. They're not just going to waste that engine from Last of Us 2. They're going to keep that, and they're going to, you know, I'm pretty sure as I'm speaking into this microphone, there's some dev out there somewhere working on the online multiplayer version of this now. And probably a small team starting to put pieces together for the first remake that I'm talking about right now. So that engine, I'm assuming, is going to be used for this game as well. So you're going to get a Last of Us game with the graphics of Last of Us 2, which were fucking superb, some of the best ever. Okay, on a PlayStation 4. Period. You're going to get that. And then you're going to get the animations, I'm quite sure, the same engine, like I said. So you're getting Last of Us 1, basically, with all the bells and whistles that Last of Us 2 came with. Okay, and who knows what else they may add to it. You know, there was an online mode there. Could that be where their online mode is going? I don't know. But they said they weren't going to make it a standalone game, but who knows what the fuck they're going to do. Who knows? Or they could put it out at a discounted price, you know, maybe like a $40, $50 game, like some of these other ones they've done in the past, and just keep the game. But everybody knows The Last of Us, you know, a lot of people associate them with the online multiplayer. So who knows? It's up in the air. It could go a bunch of different ways, but I'm going to put my money on the table as far as the actual game, though, and what they're going to do with that. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a Last of Us 2 engine with all the bells and whistles, and it's just going to be Last of Us, the very first Last of Us game. So a lot of people are scared about that because there's going to be a Last of Us series coming to HBO, and one of the characters, the guy who's playing Joel, is actually going to be this Pascal, the guy who plays the Mandalorian. and I forgot the female who's playing it, but they don't. There, some people are afraid that they're going to take their likenesses and put them in this game. Now that is something that I would definitely frown down upon, because Joe and Ellie, as we know it, as we know them in the gaming world, should just stay the way they are. I do not want to see that change. Definitely don't. If they keep the same characters, I'm all good with them doing it. But some people are salty about the whole thing as a whole. They don't want to see that happen. Like I said, they think it's too early, and they think they should be focused on other projects, because what's really got a lot of people upset, to add insult to injury in some people's eyes, is the fact that Days Gone 2 was pitched to Sony, okay, and they rejected it. So there's a lot of people upset, shall I say, about that, because a lot of people wanted to see Days Gone 2. Now, here's my thing on Days Gone, okay, which is actually out now. If you have the PlayStation Plus, you can go download it right now. I highly recommend you guys do that if you have not played it. It's another Sony exclusive, but this is probably the one Sony exclusive, personally, in my humble opinion, that I did not like very much. It did not gravitate towards me. A friend of mine, shout out to my boy Jay Love, he let me borrow it a while back. This was, I forgot how long ago, but I played it, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't know if it was. Now, there were some parts in the game that I did appreciate, but for the most part, man, the gameplay loop, it wasn't for me. And a lot of people, if you look at the reviews on this game, they're mixed. You have some people praising it as one of the greatest games ever made, and then you have some like me who are like, the game was meh. The game was like a 6 out of 10 to me. You know what I mean? 6 out of 10, you might get a 6.5 out of me at that. You know what I mean? That's a Sony exclusive, and I love Sony exclusives, man. I love their studio, but I'm not going to lie. Just because I'm a Sony guy, I'm not going to just, you know what I mean, hold this one up if I don't like it. I mean, I didn't like this game, and there's a lot of people who did not like it. You know what I mean? So, you got a lot of people I could give two shits if they made Days Gone 2. I wouldn't play it. You know what I mean? Personally, I would play it if it was free. Like now, if I've never played Days Gone and I had it like free now, like a, Game Pass or something, I'd play it and I'd try it out. You know what I mean? I could end up falling in love with it, but I doubt it. Usually when I watch gameplay and I watch people play it and all that, I can typically draw a conclusion right then and there if there's something I want to sink my time into. And this was not the game for me. So, there are a lot of people that are mad about that though. But they're also upset that they think the Last of Us should just be left alone and they should focus on another project or whatever. But me personally, I'm cool with the remake as long as they keep the same characters, likenesses. I'm good with that. And I'll probably end up playing that and picking that shit up, because I'll probably switch some stuff around, of course, and do some things differently. They're not going to give it to you at the same. You kind of like think of it as like Resident Evil 2 or 3. Yes, they look beautiful now. They're updated, but they move shit around. Things were different. They added in things here, in and out. You know what I mean? Especially if you haven't played those games in a long time, it's going to be like a whole new game to you anyway. At least it is to me. And, that's how I look at that. So I'm not going to frown down on them guys doing a remake on that. I love that franchise, The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us period. I have the collector's edition of Last of Us 2. Anybody who didn't like that game, hey, that's your prerogative. But I loved it. It's one of the best games out ever, in my opinion. I mean, everything from the story. I dug the story, and the fucking genius, that technical genius that this game is, man. I mean, running fluidly on a base PS4 with no hiccups. It never crashed on me. I mean, Jesus Christ. And it was a double disc game. I fucking loved it. Okay. So that's where I'm at there. And that's the situation at hand right now going on out here in these PlayStation streets. There's a lot of people who are just salty. Okay. Now me, I'm not. I'm good. But there's been a lot of things happening when it comes to the Xbox versus the PlayStation. Okay, right now. And excuse me. There is some big changes happening right before us. and I've seen it. A lot of people are starting. Other people are starting to see it, especially the Sony guys like myself. You can't deny what's taking place here. I mean, this is a new generation, and things never stay the same. You know what I mean? And I mean, what I mean by that is, look, Xbox is looking, you know, it's looking like a snack right now. It's looking tastier and tastier, you know, especially with this Game Pass. And I did some research, and I wasn't sure if you could share the Game Pass. So I have Game Pass already for my son, which is, you know, the ultimate pass, $15 a month or whatever. And he plays the shit out of it. I don't ever hardly get the chance to play the Xbox because he's always on it. And that's fine because I have PlayStation and I have the Nintendo Switch. But still, there's games on it that I want to get to and I want to play, but I'm not going to take his game from him, you know, while he's playing it. So I'm waiting for the Xbox, and I'm like, well, if I could share my Game Pass, I'm good. I mean, I just get the Xbox Series X and I hook it up, and, you know, come to find out, yes, you basically can share in one house. You can spread the love. Okay. So as soon as I get the Xbox Series X, I turn it on. I type in my membership information, and guess what? Boom, I'm in the house. I'm in the door. I don't have to buy any fucking games. I'm golden. Okay. And I can just kick off where I started. Okay. Backwards compatibility, check. All these other things. I can play my my SS Tricky that I miss playing. You know what I mean? From the Xbox days. But I can pop that boy in and jump on it. And all the other games too, if need be. But that's the situation. When it comes to like third-party games, man, that's the system right there now. That's the system to play third-party games on now. And the exclusives are going to be for the Sony in my house. You know what I mean? Same thing. I do the same thing with Nintendo. I mean, I do Nintendo. They're exclusive. That's why I bought that. And then some of their, you know, some of the indie games, of course, on there. As many as I can put on there, I will put them there. And that's what I roll with, man. And same thing with the Xbox now. The Xbox I think is gonna turn into the primary system in the man cave because of the third party games. And then the exclusives will just be Sony, and that'll be that. And I think that's where most people are going, because you get more for your money with the Game Pass. You get more games. You get a lot of AAA games day one as well. If they're, you know, if they're endorsed by Microsoft, then you get those day one as well. So there's going to be a lot of games that, you know, especially third party games that you would end up having to buy, but you won't if you have the Game Pass. You just, I got the Game Pass, so yeah, I'll be playing this here. And that's where it's getting stronger. It's making more sense now, because now you're using it on the next system, and now the next system's third-party games are going to be better and faster and quicker, and all of that. You're going to be playing seamlessly. You know, you're not going to have those load times. It's just going to be a lot better. And then, you know, when they hit their stride in a year and a half, 2 years from now with their own exclusives, then you're going to start to see, okay, you got their exclusives and you got the Game Pass. I mean, they're bleeding the fucking block. Okay, now Sony's looking like, oh yeah, but we still have our exclusives, and they're doing the same thing. They're using the same recipe that they've been using for the PlayStation 4. But Microsoft has got their ass whooped to the point where they said they will never be beat like that again. So they made major moves. They spend lots of millions and millions of dollars, and they've done all these things, and you're starting to see some of it now starting to crystallize, okay, materialize, if you will. But Sony is still gung-ho on, we're going to keep it how we've been keeping it. And the thing is, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should change it up a little bit as well, okay, because yes, they're known for their exclusives, but we have yet to see when those come out. Now, if those games come out this year, if all three of those games come out this year, okay. I mean, that's going to be a lot to battle, because yeah, it's like Microsoft is hitting you with like 5 and 6 piece combos, but Sony is hitting you with like that one kick that just has been sitting there powered up. You know what I mean? But after that kick, you know, you're waiting they got to go back in defensive mode until they can get that energy back to throw that super punch that they need to throw or whatever. So, it, that's where we're at now. Last generation, it was so much easier to be a Sony guy because they had the better games, and really Microsoft didn't have shit. They had hardly nothing, man. And then the Game Pass kind of took off, and that's when people started to wonder where this might be going. And I started to see the benefits of the Game Pass and realized it. And, it just took off and had developed feet of its own and just started running away. And it's looking very tasty right now. That's all I'm going to say, man. So tasty enough for me to go out and get a fucking Xbox before I get a PlayStation 5. Okay. Because the benefits outweigh the Sony right now at this time, at this very moment, because they're both still new. There's a lot of games for both systems that have yet to be released. And if you're trying to find or play the most games at the best prices and get the most for your money, then that answer is easy, and it's easily the Xbox Series X or S. That's going to be your win, because all you need is that, and then $15 a month, and you're golden. You got plenty of games to play, hundreds of games to play, dozens of games that you can sit back and play and not worry about anything with the Game Pass. That's it. Now with Sony, you got to get games. You're definitely going to have to get games. And a lot of those games you might, I want to play this as a third-party game. Well, you don't have to worry about that with the Xbox. Now, if you get the Sony now first, guess what? You're waiting for those hard-hitting games, which those don't come out every day. Okay? Those get delayed a lot. Things happen with those games, okay? And until you can start seeing them coming at all angles, which won't happen for at least another year into the life cycle, then it just makes better sense to get the one that you can get more access with, and that's the Xbox. Okay? It takes years sometimes, a couple good years before you get to a point in the gaming console of your choice that, okay, there's more games than you can even keep up with, because at first you're salivating, you feel like you're being bird fed because you got one, okay, but you beat that, okay, where's the next one? You got to wait months for the next one, and so on and so forth. And then they start just dropping. They start coming, boom, boom, boom. Then you're like, okay, now I see, we're not there yet. We're not even close, but that's my point. We're not there yet. So it doesn't make any sense to get the PlayStation 5 first. And it makes just better sense to get the Xbox first, in my humble opinion. So that's what I'm going to do. And plus, it's going to be a little easier to find. The PlayStation is going to be harder to find right now than the Xbox. So which one is going to become available more easy sooner? And it's going to be Microsoft, in my opinion. That's just what it is. If I really start to concentrate for the next week, and I might be able to find an Xbox. I might be able to find an Xbox Series X for the regular price, whatever. And so yeah, that's where I'm leading, man. That's where I am leading. And there's a lot of games that were announced at the Xbox event I told you guys about a couple weeks ago. They had an event. They showed like 60 games, man, and a lot of those were exclusives. Half of those easily were, and most of them, I want to say 90% of those were fucking day one available on the Xbox Game Pass. So there you have it. Okay. And that's my reasoning behind it. I've talked about it before, but I'm just laying it out there one more time for the newcomers who don't know, who are Sony fans, and who just want to be entertained. In the end, you just want to be entertained. Yes, is Sony still my company? Yes, it is. They are. I still love Sony. I still ride or die with Sony. But at the same time, I'm a gamer at heart. I'm a gamer first. And I'm looking for entertainment. And if Xbox can give me that entertainment first, then I'm going with them. I'm not saying I'm not getting the PlayStation, because we all know, if you've listened to this podcast long enough, you know that will definitely be in the man cave one day, as soon as it's available or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I'm never turning my back on Sony, unless they just do something catastrophic. You know what I mean? But that Xbox is sexy right now. Okay. A little lipstick, a little perfume, a little warm butter. Hey man, we might be here for some. Who knows? It's looking kind of good. I don't know, man. I really like the Xbox. I really like the look, the aesthetics of it. You know, I've said that before. I mean, I love the simplicity, the simple style of it. You know, it's just like a tower, man, just a black tower, and it's black, and it's my favorite color. I just like the machine as a whole. So, I don't know, man. I think that think you're gonna see an Xbox in the man cave first. And with that being said, I will end the show. Now, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, if you're streaming, thank you so much for lending me your time, your ear. If you're at work, if you're asleep, if you're jogging, whatever the fuck you're doing, hey, thank you. I appreciate you listening to a guy who loves to bitch about games and anime and everything under the sun when it comes to nerd culture. But that's me. I do it every fucking day, and I definitely do it every week, which is Mondays. So keep that channel locked, guys, wherever you stream, wherever you download your podcast, and holler at your boy again next Monday. We do it every Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. I love you all. Thank you guys for listening. And don't forget, go to StudioMguyvR.com to check out all the things available to you there. Get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a hoodie, man. Get yourself a coffee mug. You'll be helping out the show. Okay? All right, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm very, very tired. I had pizza. I'm lactose intolerant. I had it. I always gave you guys too much information, but yeah, I have to hit that porcelain. Okay? With that being said, I'm out. This is Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.